Uh, I don't. I haven't been vlogging this week, or even the weekend. I didn't vlog too much because Darcy is sick. So on Friday I'd taken him to the vet because he had a little infection. He somehow got like a micro piece of plastic, um, in him next to his penis, and it got infected. So he was put on antibiotics and steroids, and he was fine Friday and Saturday, and Sunday evening we started noticing he was really off. And but he still ate, so we're like, okay, he's still eating, he's still drinking. He was drinking a lot of water, but that's because of the steroids. And then yesterday we noticed, like, okay, he's not doing well. Like, he's just lethargic and lazy and sleeping a lot. And so I called the vet, and they said that it was normal. It's because of the antibiotics. And we're like, okay, but throughout the day he was having trouble walking. He almost fell off the couch, losing his balance. And then within 24 hours, um, it was in the first time, it was like at late in the evening, like 11, he vomited. And then he vomited again this morning. And he wouldn't eat. Like, I hand fed him last night, and he ended up vomiting that. And he wouldn't eat this morning, which is very odd because Darcy is such a food dog. He hasn't gone to the bathroom. And I called the vet today, but it's 4th of July, so they're closed. And honestly, like, we're just really worried. So I decided that I'm going to take him to the emergency vet. Um, they have a long wait time. So I'm just going by myself because it doesn't make sense for both of us to be sitting around waiting for a while. So we packed his bag, and he is not doing well, guys. Like, he's so out of it. So we'll see what happens today. We're on our way to go pick up Darcy from the emergency vet and take him to his vet. When we called last night, he was responding to the treatment, so hopefully that continued. And I guess so, since we didn't receive any call last night. Um, I am really excited to see him, and hopefully he's doing better. And just one more day of this, and we'll be able to bring him home. All right, we just picked up our sweet boy from the emergency vet, and now we're heading to his vet, and we're gonna see if he keeps responding. We know he will. He's a strong little doggy, and maybe we can take him home today or possibly tomorrow. He's been a very strong boy. Darcy. Yeah, he's been a strong boy. Look at him. It's a little bumpy in the back here. Yeah. Darcy likes to get a little bit of sun. Yeah, look at that little baby angel. That's a little too much sun, huh, Darcy? Like, just cover your eyes. A little too much sun. Feels nice though, huh? Oh, you love sunbathing. Oh, oh, so bumpy. So bumpy. Oh no, so bumpy. I don't like it. So we dropped off Darcy. We picked him up from the emergency vet this morning, and then took him to his regular vet for the day. They're still working on trying to get him all balanced out. The insulin is working, but it's working really slowly. So he's not in the clear yet. And yeah, I'm still pretty worried. And I just wish he was home. And I'm trying to distract myself and to work, obviously. I've also been looking at pictures of him on my Google Photos. I have so many pictures of him. It's insane. Like, just look at all these pictures. Just goes on and on. I took a whole bunch of Christmas pictures. This one's funny when I try to get him to wear the Christmas hat. He wasn't having it. Oh my gosh. This one's so funny. He really just has had the best life and it's been so well cared for. But I just feel like he has more life to him. So we really hope that he pulls through. So fluffy. Grief is so hard. So Darcy passed away Thursday night. He fought so hard, and the vets and us, we did everything we could. I remember calling the emergency vet hospital at 9, and they said he was doing the same and to call back at 1 a.m. So we tried to get some sleep because we were exhausted by then. And an hour later, we get a call that they were doing CPR on him. We were able to go and say goodbye, but that was horrible. And yesterday, we spent most of the day in bed and then on the couch, just watching movies to distract ourselves. We ordered pizza. We've been spending a lot of time just talking about him and the memories. I was going through my Google photos. Oh my God, I had so many pictures and videos of him. Like most of it was of him. Today we cleaned up a bit. That felt nice. I've been gathering a few items that I'm okay with donating right now. Just like some diapers and pee pads and dog wipes. I'm okay with donating that now. And eventually I will get through his stuff and decide, what I'd like to donate, what I'd like to keep. We'll be getting his ashes back in about 2 weeks once it's all been completed. Right now, we're going to shower. We actually haven't showered in a while because everything with Darcy started on Wednesday and it's Saturday, and Wednesday and Thursday were just kind of hectic, taking from this vet to the emergency vet, and then that was kind of just our focus those days. And so like our hygiene kind of went to this, to the back. And then obviously once he passed, like I had no interest in doing anything. We're gonna take a shower. Our friends sent us a gift card to a restaurant, a cute little restaurant, just so honestly we can get out of the house. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna go take a shower. And it's been hard because grief just comes in waves. I'll feel like okay, and then like something will remind me of him. Okay. Just being reminded that everything I'm feeling is normal. And I think the amount of pain that we feel is just a credit to what a good pet he was, what a good dog he was, and the amazing life that he had. And we just miss him terribly. We were I mean, he was part of my life for almost 11 years when I rescued him. It would have been 11 years in December. And he was 11 years old. He was 11 and a half, actually. So I thought he had more time. Like, he was slowing down, but this just really was so rapid. All right, I'm going to go take a shower.
You want me to take a picture of you?
We're trying. I'm going to see if they have any books on pet grief. It's not too far from us either. I like Baldwin Lane. Oh, that means you haven't found the bearded dragon yet.
It's a Komodo dragon under my bed.
So many good songs in here. Oh, good days. I really appreciate that even though I need to give 100% of myself during the day at work, a part of my life that you can't see, that you stick around and watch the version of me that's left over.
Trying to remember to nourish our bodies. It's hard because sitting here, Darcy would usually be right here, trying to see if he could get a crumb. Grief is hard. It hits you in the oddest times, and especially with your pet that was, such a part of your everyday, and you just realize the little rituals and routines that you had and are no longer there. Grieving sucks. It's Monday. Back to work. I could have taken another day off, but honestly, just sitting here and being sad, so I'm getting some work done. I always have a lot of meetings on Mondays too, so that actually was really helpful. But I just feel his absence so much. He would be on the couch here, sitting on his pillow. We removed the pillow and the couch cover. There's some things I've been able to put away, some things I can't, like his bed. It's still back here. His toy basket. It's just been so hard. He was my constant companion for 10 years and 7 months. And we just had a bond that transcends, and he just loves so purely and so entirely. It's a hard time. We've been trying to get out of the apartment, and even if it's something simple, like yesterday we went to go buy laundry detergent and paper towels, things like that, but we kind of made a thing of it. Went out to eat, got some desserts and some lunch for today. It's so hard. Manu's been amazing. He's grieving too. The way he grieves is to be active and help me as much as possible. That's his process. It's been different for me. It comes in waves. Sometimes I feel okay, and then it just hits me the finiteness of it, that he's not coming back, and my longing to see him and hold him and pet him is just so intense that it just hurts. The guilt, that's been getting better, but that's so horrible. I'm gonna eat and then get back to work. Manu and I went to the gym this morning, and I mean, it's good to be back physically active, just for general health, mental health. Just coming home is so hard. Opening the door, not seeing him, waiting for us. That's hard. Oh, I'm going to take a shower and start the workday. Made it through another day. Doesn't feel much better. Made it through work. Ended up working extra because I had a hard time concentrating earlier in the day, so I worked a little bit later. And Manu was so sweet, and he made dinner, and I've just been painting. It came out horrible, but it was something to do. All right, so I'm going to meet with the grief counselor in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to set up my laptop and my headphones, and I'm making some tea, and I'm going to get my tissues ready. I did feel better for a little bit. Just comes and goes. I had my grief counseling session at 1, and it was horrible. The counselor was late, and when I came in, she was looking at my records and how, my history, and that I had gone to 2 counselors before, but I told her that, with my medication and the coping skills I had learned before, I didn't feel that I needed to see a counselor. And granted, this was from last year. And I told her that I was handling everything well with my anxiety, and she's like, "Oh, so you think you need counseling now?" And I said, "Well, I had selected grief counseling when I made my appointment with you." She's like, "Yeah, I see that. And it has something to do with your dog." And I was like, "Yeah, I lost my dog of 11 years." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, that's hard." And then she's like, "How did he die?" And going through all of that. And then she starts talking about her pet loss, her Cavalier, her cat. And it was just like, am I, like, you are a professional. You're a mental health professional. Like, this is not about you. This is my space to grieve. And she just kept going, and she was very cold and insensitive the way she spoke about Darcy's death and about my grief and my guilt that I felt. It almost like I felt like I was speaking to some rude stranger who didn't understand why I was grieving over my pet instead of a mental health professional who I'm paying to help me, who should be well trained in this. I ended up telling her that her speaking about her pet grief is not helping me, and that we're not a good fit. And I ended the session. I was really upset. It just felt like she was invalidating my grief. And the way that she spoke of her pet loss, as if, "Oh, just write it off. It's hard." That was terrible. That was terrible. So try someone else to talk to. It's Thursday. We had planned to go to the gym this morning, but Manu's had a headache since yesterday. So we just decided to sleep in a little bit more. Honestly, I just didn't feel like going by myself too. And you know what? We're grieving. We have our own timeline. Yeah, just getting some work done. I have a project, or at least part of a project that I need to deliver tomorrow, and it's looking pretty good. Earlier, the 2 fire trucks were here, and I went downstairs to see what it was, but it was someone had left a pot on their stove, but it was fine. And I decided to just walk for a little bit, saw one of my neighbors with his dog, who's so cute, Sammy. And yeah, I got to pet him for a while, and it was sweet. He had such a cute face. His eyes were very similar to Darcy's, those big brown eyes. Um, yeah, can only take it one day at a time. Yesterday, I had a pretty bad experience with a grief counselor, so I scheduled a session with a grief counselor through our um, health service that we have with our insurance. And I've used their services before, and yeah, this person was terrible. They started talking about their pet loss, which pretty sure the number one rule about therapy is don't make it about yourself. You know, you have your patient there who's there to work through their problems. Like, this is supposed to be my space. And early on, she's like, asked me, how did he die? And I'm like, really? It's a bit traumatic. And just didn't seem to really care that I was struggling. So I closed the session out, and I told her, like, you sharing your pet loss is not helpful to me. And I told her, I'm like, I don't think we're a good fit. And I ended the session. So I looked for someone else, and I found someone who specializes in grief and loss. And I'm going to be upfront as well and tell her my experience with the other therapist. So we'll see how it goes. Today my sister is supposed to be coming over, though she was having a bit of a tummy ache earlier, so I don't know if she'll actually come. But for now, the plan is to do a little bit more work and then have some lunch and then more work. Yeah. Good morning. It's Friday. Leno and I are going to go to the gym. My sister came over last night, and it was nice, actually. She came over and we chatted, and then the three of us went out for dinner, and it was actually really nice. The nighttime is really hard. First thing in the morning, too, because that's when I used to go take him for his walks. But one step at a time, right? So I'm going to go to the gym and then finish out the work week. My sister brought us these beautiful sunflowers. I think they look really pretty. And these are the wildflowers that I got at the market. Honestly, this whole area of the apartment looks really lush and pretty. And there's Darcy's bed and his puppuccino toy.